Hello everyone. Hi, how are you all doing? I hope you all are doing great. So, welcome to today's session where we are going to talk about the nervous system. That's right. So, before we start learning something, right? Before we start learning about the nervous system, do you know where you can learn all these amazing topics? Not only nervous system, but many more such interesting topics you can learn here. That is at ODA Class. So how you can reach to ODA Class? You can download the ODA Class app from the Play Store. And after that, let me tell you that there is something very special waiting for you. So we have a crash course starting on Monday. Now you can enroll yourself in this crash course, but first of all, let me tell you what are the things you will be getting. So here in this crash course, it is going to be a 1 week long duration course where you will have classes of both science and mathematics. So you will get 3 classes of mathematics and 3 classes of science. Along with that, you will also have a personal teacher. So in case you have any doubts after the class in maths or in science, you can connect with your personal teacher to ask your doubts freely. Along with that, you will be getting homeworks. You can take the test also, and everything will be there in the ODA app. So you can understand what's your progress, and you will be getting ebook as well. So whatever content you're going to learn in the crash course, you will get the ebook for that as well. So how you can book a seat for yourself, the link is there in the description. So according to your classes, you will see the price. It's 29, 49, and 99. So just click on the icon which is there in the description link so that you can enroll yourself. So do it right away. And yes, you might be wondering who I am, right? So let me tell you quickly about myself. My name is Zufa. I'm the master teacher for science. And with that, let me tell you, I have more than 4 years of teaching experience where I have the opportunity to mentor more than 20,000 students. So what are we going to learn? In today's class, we are going to learn about these three important things. What are they? Nervous system. Specifically, we will be talking about the brain and the spinal cord, which you all know are very important parts of our body. But before I go ahead and we discuss about it, let me tell you it's a very, very important topic for both CBSE and ICSE students. For your class 6, class 8, right? You have to learn about this topic and you do get a lot of important questions from here. So don't worry and don't get nervous because we are going to crack this topic today of nervous system. So here we are going to start our learning with this coordination. You know that I'm able to move my hands, right? And when you are walking, your body is in your control. When you are playing or you're playing football or any sports, when you're learning something, you're writing something, your body is coordinating with you, right? In all these pictures over here, you can see the body is in full control. So this is called coordination, and we have really good coordination with the brain and our body, right? So how this works? Well, if you're going to keep your hand on a burning vessel by mistake, you will immediately remove your hands, right? Or if you're going to step on something, you will remove your hand or your legs, right? So how that happens? That is because of reflex action. So there are few things which we do and our body reacts to it quickly without us even thinking about it. That is called as reflex action. So let me tell you more about this reflex action. But first I have got a question. Which of the following is not a reflex action? What do you think? Which one is not a reflex action? That will happen quickly without you even thinking about it. So reaction after touching hot vessel, reaction after putting foot on nail, both of them or none of them. You can go ahead and you can give me your answer right now. So please try. I'll give you some time. You can read the question and you can tell me your answer now. Which one is not a reflex action? Okay. So yes, that's right. Very good. Actually, both of them are examples of reflex action. So if you're going to by mistake like step on a nail, you are going to take your step back. If you're going to touch any hot object, you will take your hands back, right? So this is how your body reacts. This is the reflex action. You can see over here in the picture also, right? This is just for checking if you're getting a jerk in the knee. Your knee is going to like stretch up. So all this are the reflex action which your body shows. So here I have got another question. Which of the following here is not a reflex action? Salivation in the mouth, secretion of sweat, blinking of eye due to strong light, or none of them? Which one do you think is a quick response from our body? You can see the options and you can give me the answers now. Come on, you can try it. Okay, okay, very good. So let's see the answer for this. Secretion of sweat, that is not a reflex action. Salivation, when you see some tasty food in front of you, your mouth starts secreting a lot of saliva. That is reflex action, right? When suddenly you will see a beam of light entering your eyes, you'll close your eyes, right? You're going to shut down your eyes. So that is also a reflex action, or you can say the defense mechanism with which our body works. Okay, so this is very, very important for all of us. What is this? This is the nervous system. So as we all know that an organism is made out of different systems, right? There's this digestive system in us, there's nervous system in us, the skeletal system in us, reproductive system in us, circulatory system. So everyone, each and every one of the systems, they have their own specific function in our body. So just like that, our nervous system is also very important. We have got two types of nervous system. First one is the central nervous system. As you can see here, it's the central nervous system. And the second one is peripheral nervous system. So how do we, remember all this? Central, peripheral, where are they located in our body? So for that, let me tell you something very interesting. Here you can see the structure of our body from the inside. So when we talk about nervous system, the one which you can see in the center of our body, what you can see in the center, what's there running centrally? It's the brain and the spinal cord. So the brain right at there, the top, and the spinal cord, this is running down centrally in the body, right? So this is part of the central nervous system, central being just at the center, right? And the second one, that is peripheral nervous system. Now, what's the meaning of this word peripheral? Peripheral means towards the sides. Okay, so this word peripheral over here, this means towards the sides. So all the other nerves which are present towards our sides, like in our hands or legs, right, which all are coming out from the spinal cord, they will make peripheral nervous system. I hope this much is clear, right? In the center, we have the brain and the spinal cord, so they will be the central nervous system. And all the other nerves that are towards our sides, they will be peripheral nervous system. So to understand it better, like you can see, you can have a look over here. You can see the central nervous system, like with a little pinkish color, you can see that brain connected to the spinal cord. And all the ones that are there in blue, right? All the ones that are there in blue, they are towards the side. They are away from the center. So they will be called as peripheral nervous system. Okay. So with that, let me tell you something more. I have a question. Okay. How many types of nervous system do we have? Okay. You can answer this question, I believe. Please try it. Is it 4? Is it 2? Is it 7 or 1? I'll give you a minute so that you can tell me the answers. Okay, how many type of nervous system do we have? Is it 4, is it 2, is it 7 or 1? Yes, you got it right. The correct answer is 2. So if I ask you, what are these two types? You will say, ma'am, that's the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. You got it right. Very good. What about this question? What kinds of things are your brain and nervous system in charge of? What are they controlling? Is it walking and running? Is it thinking and talking, feeling, sleeping? What is it? You can Read all the options and then you can give me your answer now. Please try. What kind of activities you think your brain is controlling in you? Breathing, drawing, all right. So let's see what's the answer for this. Yes, that's right. Every single activity that we do, whether it's walking, running, thinking, or even it's growing or sleeping or breathing, which you are doing, every single activity is controlled by our brain. So you can see every little activity that you do, your brain knows it all, right? So here we are talking about the nervous system. You can see the brain and the spinal cord. So here is the brain and the spinal cord, and they are central nervous system. So you call them as CNS also. So wherever you see the term CNS, that refers to the central nervous system, which includes the brain and the spinal cord that is attached to it. So what's the function of these two? You can see the central nervous system, or the CNS, they actually control most of the functions which our body performs, right? So you can see it's very, very important part for us, because everything that we are going to do will be controlled by the brain and the spinal cord. You can see here there are two parts involved in this. We all know about it. That is the brain, which is attached to the spinal cord. So which of the following are parts of central nervous system? You can try this: spinal cord, brain, kidney, or both A and B. So please try. I'll give you some time. Please try this question. Which of the following are parts of CNS, or central nervous system? Okay, so it's time for us to see the answer. Very good. The answer will be both A and B, because the spinal cord is also a part of the CNS, and the brain will obviously be, because that is the controlling center for our body. So the correct answer will be option D. Very good. Which of the following is controlled by brain? Thinking, intelligence, body movement, or all of them? What do you think? Only thinking? Only your intelligence? Only your body movement? What will be controlled by the brain? Okay, please go ahead and give your answers. Very good. So let's see. Yes, the answer for this is all of the above. So let's take a look at our brain. Let us try and understand this brain with a little more detail. Okay, so I hope you all are ready. So here is our brain. You can see its location. It's just resting at the top of your body, well protected inside a strong skull, right? Not only this, here you can have a look at its structure. You know what? There is something, there's a food, you can say, which resembles a lot to the brain. Can you please give me the name of that food? Yeah, you can try that. Okay, there is a food which resembles the shape of the brain. So which food I'm talking about? That's right. We are talking about the walnut. So you can just compare the structure of the brain and the walnut, how similar they are. And do you know that eating walnut actually sharpens the memory? So yes, they do look like the brain, and they are very important for your brain as well. So you can remember that easily, isn't it? Okay, so let's understand about the different parts which are there in brain, and how the work is distributed to all the different parts. First of all, we are thinking, right? We think, we reason, we memorize things. All these things are done by cerebrum, which is the yellow colored larger portion of the brain. So this is cerebrum, which is divided into two halves, which we will talk about. But this yellow portion, that is cerebrum. And the function of cerebrum is that it will help you remember things. You have your memories of friends, right? You have memories of your last birthday. So how do you remember all these things? Because cerebrum is going to store all that information for you. So whenever we are talking about information or to remember something, your conscious mind, your thoughts, whatever you're thinking right now, When you're trying to understand the concept, everything is taken care by this cerebrum. Okay, so as I told you, this is the cerebrum, and let's have a question for it. Which of the following is the main thinking part of human brain? Main thinking part, which you are using right now. So please try and answer this question. Is it the spinal cord? Is it the cerebrum? Is it the midbrain? Or is it none of them? Please go ahead and give your answer quickly. Okay, that's great. Very good. So let's try. Yes, the correct answer for this is cerebrum. So whatever you need to remember, any number which you need to remember, or any person, any memory, any fact, everything will be done by cerebrum. Okay, which of the following function of the body is controlled by cerebrum? Reasoning, conscious thoughts, fighting, or both A and B are correct? Please go ahead and give your answers now. What do you think? Okay, that's great. So it's time for us to see the answers. Yes. So for reasoning and our conscious thoughts, whatever we think at any point of time, and whatever reasons and logic we put into things, both of them are controlled by cerebrum. Okay. Important question for all of you. You meet your friend after 5 years, still you can easily recognize him or her by his voice or face. Which part of your body control this activity? Okay, come on, you can answer this. So it is related to memory. So which part of your brain helps create memory or helps you store the memory? You can give your answers for this as well. Okay, try and give your answers. Okay, that's great. Very good. So we will see the answer. The answer for this is cerebrum. Cerebrum. Remember this, which was the yellow colored portion, that is actually a very good portion of the brain that will help you remember all the memories that you have. So we have the cerebral hemispheres. So our brain is divided into two hemispheres or two parts, one that is on your right side and the other one that is on your left side. So both these together, they will be cerebral hemispheres. So this is, you can see the frontal or the overview of your brain, or you can see the top view of your brain. So one side you have your left hemisphere and the other side, that's your right hemisphere. But are they connected to each other? You can tell me quickly. What do you think? Do you think that they are connected to each other? Well, yes, there is something which connects both the hemispheres together, and that is called as corpus callosum. You can see it here. So both the sides, the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere, they are held together by this corpus callosum. Okay, very important for all of us to remember. Now you can see the smaller part. The smaller part over here, this portion is cerebellum, right? I hope you all can see this portion, this pink region which we can see. So this pink region is actually called cerebellum. Okay, this is second part of the brain. First we talked about this region, cerebral hemisphere, and now we are talking about this smaller region which is called cerebellum. So what will be the role of this cerebellum? Let me tell you. So here when we talk about cerebellum, you all can see me standing properly, isn't it? So I can stand and I'm not falling down. I'm walking. So all these activities which you do, right, which needs balance in your body. When you are walking, when you are playing something, when you're just moving around or doing any gesture with your hand or your leg, then this part of your body is helping you to do it. That is cerebellum. So whole of your body movement, balancing of the body, that will be controlled by cerebellum. So your thinking, your reasoning, your memory related things, everything will be stored. If we talk about storage and thinking, then that will be cerebral hemisphere. But if we talk about balance and body movement, then it's cerebellum, which helps us. Okay, so you can see all these are the important functions which the cerebellum performs, like motor learning, whatever activity that you do, sense of body position, balance and equilibrium, then fine movement coordination, everything which our body is doing, which is helping us in body gestures, which is helping us in our everyday activity. You're able to grab a bottle of water. How? Because your body is in balance. So for that, we need the help of the cerebellum. So I have a question. Body posture is maintained by cerebrum, cerebellum, medulla, or spinal cord? Come on, you can answer this question right now. Body posture is maintained by which of this part? Okay, so let's see the answer for this. Yes. So whenever we talk about balancing, body postures, movement, we will remember this part, that is cerebellum. And you know what this is called? This cerebellum is actually called as the little brain, right? It has got a name, and that special name is little brain. Why? Because it coordinates movements. Every single movement that we do, that coordination happens through cerebellum. It controls your body posture, the way you're sitting, the way you're walking. Every posture of your body will be controlled by the cerebellum, and whatever you are doing, movements, everything is controlled by the cerebellum itself. Okay, which of the following is known as little brain? So if you remember, you can answer it now. Which of the following is known as little brain? Please answer this now. Is it cerebellum? Is it cerebrum, spinal cord, or it's none of them? Okay, so let me tell you, yes, the answer will be cerebellum. Okay, important question, right? When you go for trekking and hill in very steep, right, in a very steep area, suddenly you face heavy wind. But then what happens? You incline your body opposite direction so that you can balance yourself. So which part of your brain will help you in balancing? Please go ahead and find your answers from here. Which body part or which part of your brain will help you in balancing so that you're not going to fall down the cliff? Okay, please go ahead. Very good. So the correct answer for this will be cerebellum. Because whenever we talk about body movements, posture, maintaining the balance, then this part of our body is going to help us. So with that, you can see here, that's how the brain looks like. We have talked about cerebrum, which is divided into two halves, two hemispheres, right hemisphere and left hemisphere. Then we talked about this a smaller region, which is called as the cerebellum, which will help you to maintain equilibrium in your body. Along with that, we have this brain stem. You can see this stalk-like thing coming out, a support coming out from the brain. This part is called as the brain stem. Now, what is the function of the brain stem? Most of the functions are controlled by cerebrum and cerebellum itself. Then how is brain stem helping us? Well, to tell you, there are few activities which are continuously going on in our body without us even thinking about them. Like your heart is beating right now, isn't it? You're breathing, your blood pressure. These things you are not aware of that, okay, these things are happening inside me right now. Then who will take care of all these things? The brain stem. So whatever we forget at times, you know that there is something taking care of all those activities, and that is brain stem. So here, all those activities which are happening on its own self, like this is the autonomic functions, which sometimes we even don't think about. When you're learning something, when you're playing football, or when you're watching something, you don't pay attention to all these things. But at the same time, there is this brain stem who is going to take care of all these little things, right? So with that, I've got a question for you. Which of the following is a part of the brain stem? Come on, you can answer this. Cerebrum, cerebellum, medulla, You must have seen that diagram as well. Okay, very good. So let's see the answer. Yes, the answer is medulla. So medulla oblongata, that is the part of the brain stem. Which of the following function of the body is controlled by brain stem? You can give me the answers right now. Breathing, walking, heart rate, or both A and C. Remember, when we are talking about the brain stem, it will control all those functions which are happening on its own in our body. So very good. The answer for this will be option D, because breathing and heart rate, both of them, they are taking place in our body. Along with brain, there is one more important part, which is a part of, you can say, CNS, that is central nervous system. So you can say the brain is attached to the spinal cord, right? The brain is attached to the spinal cord, and both of them are part of CNS, that is central nervous system. So when we talk about the spinal cord, right, this is how it looks like. You can see the brain, and from the base of the brain, what comes out is this spinal cord. So spinal cord, you can say, is the main pathway which will connect the brain to the rest of the body. So every single activity that you do, that is transferred, that travels to the brain using this spinal cord, and we receive messages in return through the spinal cord. So it becomes a very, very important part of our body. So what we have discussed now, we discussed about the nervous system. We discussed that nervous systems of two types, that is central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Central nervous system consists of the brain and the spinal cord, and we discussed about the different parts of the brain. So I know that's very interesting for all of you to learn, but if you want to learn more of these interesting things, you can come here in ODA Class. You can join ODA Class by downloading the app from the Play Store. And there's a crash course also waiting for all of you, which will be starting from this Monday. So what are you going to get in the crash course? It's a 1 week long course for all of you, in which you are going to get classes of mathematics and science. So 3 classes of maths and 3 classes of science for all of you, with the help of a personal teacher. So even after the class, if you have any doubts, you need not worry about anything, because you can connect with your personal teacher. You will be getting the homeworks in the app. Along with that, you can take the tests, and you can download the ebooks also for everything which you are going to learn in this crash course. And yes, you can enroll yourself in this crash course right now, because the link is there in the description. So the price is $29, $49, and $99 according to your classes. So register yourself in ODA Class and enroll right now. That's it for our learning today. Thank you so much, everyone. Please take care, and bye-bye.